Going good so far.
Shaquill, how much did the more pace defense change things for you guys in the back and change the way Cincinnati ended up playing?
I feel like we just had a couple of little things that changed. Well, we have a little change up now. The just going off with a new coordinator and everything that was happening, I feel like that's what we needed because we wasn't sure what was really going to happen that game. All we know was that they wanted to condense everything in, and when a team does that to us, it has the cornerback have to kind of play off a little bit. So that's the reason why we kind of had a couple of change-ups, and that's all game plan. And it was something that was kind of new to us, and that's something that we've been working on, all off season. But yeah, that was just something a little different for us, depending on who was playing, and it was also everything was new to us, going into that week.
So you're expecting when you're playing teams like Pittsburgh or other teams that have a track record, you'll go back to what you used to do?
Yeah, no doubt. We go back to the things that we've been playing, things that we're used to, things that we already know and comfortable with. We go back to our regular rules. Going to a place where they've been running the same things for a while now. Kind of keeping everything the same. So we're gonna keep everything the same over here. Just play within ourselves and our rules and just play ball.
How did you feel like you played Sunday? I mean, you had a couple of big plays kind of down the stretch in particular.
I feel like I played fairly well. I was very comfortable. I feel like that was the main thing I was looking for. Coming back, week one, just wanted to be comfortable. Play with instinct, not being robotic. That's kind of how I felt last year. I felt like I was overthinking, and that was the main thing I was looking forward to. And so it wasn't about just the big plays that was made. It was just how I felt, throughout the game. From the beginning to the end, I felt comfortable. I didn't feel fatigue. So I was just going off everything that happened to me last year. I wanted to see it was the total opposite, going into this game, and it was, So that actually was a great start for me. I wasn't fatigued. I felt like I had tons of energy. I was able to move fast, move fluently, and I felt comfortable. I felt confident.
You talked about feeling less fatigued. Is that the weight loss that you had this offseason?
Yeah, you never say that. After losing all that weight, definitely made a big difference. Everything I do now is a lot easier to do. Getting to my pedal or just coming out my breaks. Running deep and coming back and guarding a new receiver. How the offense that have someone run you deep and then they'll take that receiver out and put in someone fresh. And that's the type of things we have to deal with. Being able to cover someone deep and then be able to run back and do it all over again. I felt great doing that. So that was the main thing. It's definitely, I feel like it had something to do with the weight loss.
How much lighter are you right now compared to this time a year ago?
Let me see. Last year I was about 212. Now I'm 194 pounds now. So I lost a little bit of weight, but no, I feel great. I actually feel stronger now than I did before. So I think I'm gonna stick with that.
You said last year you were pressing a little bit at times, trying to make some stuff happen. Did you feel like this one you kind of come to you a little bit more on Sunday as well?
Yeah. I feel like this Sunday, I'm just gonna play it true. I feel like a lot of my plays will be one-on-one backside, and that's the challenge I'm looking forward to. I want to be that guy that you can count on to make those plays. So, and like I said, I feel a lot more confident, a lot more comfortable, now, after losing all that weight and be able to move around a lot faster. That's something that I'm looking forward to Sunday. Just making those plays, winning my one-on-one battles, and it's gonna be a test, but that's something that I'm looking forward to, and it's gonna be fun. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna be a great time, and I'm looking forward to it.
Any unique challenges that Roethlisberger presents?
The way his thing plays, he's been doing it for so long, and he's a legend at it. Don't get me wrong, and that's something that we got to look forward to. A guy that can sit in the pocket. He's not the fastest guy ever, but he can sit in the pocket and he just know what to do. The extend plays and make things count. And man, he can throw a deep ball, off his back foot. That's uncommon. So that's something that we have to be ready for, and that's something that we're working on now. We know what he brings to the table, and the main thing is, like I said before, he knows how to extend plays, and that's the main factor that we got to be ready for.
How does that change things for you then, as far as, you're going to have to hold that one-on-one matchup a lot longer? Yeah,
and that's the main thing that changed with us. We just got to cover a lot longer, but our front seven is definitely not going to give him too much time to make all these extended plays. So I'm having total confidence in the front seven that we have, and we're just going to cover as long as we can. That's our job. That's why we're here, and we're going to do that. And we're going to let our the guys up front do exactly what they came to do, and they're going to do great.
when you said that they run some of the similar stuff that they've done in the past, have you noticed any slight changes with Juju Smith-Schuster now being more of the prominent pass catcher in their offense?
It's still pretty early, with Juju being the number one guy now, it's still pretty early. Kind of see how, the way they want to use him. A lot of the film that we're watching now, still have Antonio Brown, and we still going back to, that things that was based around him. So it's still gonna be fairly new to us, but we know we have some things that we could be looking forward to that we've seen in Game 1 and some of the preseason. But like I said, it's still fairly early to see how they really want to use him and what type of weapon he's going to be for the offense. But we know he's number one guy, and that's someone I'm looking forward to covering this week, and see if we can take him out the game and keep him moving.
When you going up against DK after they drafted him in practice, was there any moment when you realized like immediately this guy's as good as all the hype, or was it there immediately, or?
It's something that he definitely built into, and he's only getting better from here. That's the great part about it. I remember talking to him, when he first got here and to now, just to see the progress that he have made. He learned how to use his quickness and his size to his advantage. That's the main thing that you have to do. You got to continue to evolve. When you get a chance to go against different people, you get a chance to go against me every day, and I'm trying to give him the best work ever. Whenever I can. So, when it comes to Sunday, it's easier. And I'm looking for the same thing from him. And like I said before, he evolved so much. And you can see the connection, last Sunday with him and Russell. And that's something he got to build off of. I can see the confidence level is continue to build with him. And like I said, he's only going to get better. So I'm excited for him.
What needs to improve this week with your secondary? What's the main point of emphasis?
We just all got to be calm. I feel like we was running some new plays. I felt like we got some things that kind of got behind us, in that game. But all those things are fixable. We talk about plays that we could have made. You see, like when Tedrick Thompson jumped a little too early. That's a play that would never happen again, And I would bet, my top dollar that if they threw that same pass, that Ted would make that play. So it's little things that we made mistakes on, that we can fix ourselves, and that's an easy fix. But we just got to be a lot more comfortable within, that whole secondary and play calm and just, play within our rules, and just make the plays that we need to make.
Is that the same kind of thing with the PI that was called on Trey, where you're in the right spot, but you're a little bit over eager to make the play?
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Sometimes we get a little overly excited. You do everything right. You step, kick, get hands on a guy. You think you can make a play, and sometimes it comes out unclean. And I don't want to Trey to change anything the way how aggressive he's playing. I want him to continue to play the way he's playing and let the ref make that tough call. It's a tough call every time, don't get me wrong. And I don't want him to change a thing when it comes to the way he play. Sometimes you're going to have those battle fouls, and we just got to learn to continue to play clean, keep clean hands, and just play within the rules. And that's something that we're going to continue to work on at practice. That's what we've been doing. But I don't want him to change a thing. And, that happens. It's football. Everything's not going to go your way, but you got to be able to learn from it. That's what we've been doing.
Can you recall a bigger receiver that you've gone up against that's bigger than DK?
That's bigger than DK? Brandon Marshall was a pretty big guy, but he also was here. Besides not being on our team, I don't think I faced a guy that's bigger than DK. That's a tough one right there.
What is it like going up against a big guy like that?
A guy like that, you got to be smart. A guy that can use his size to his advantage. Like I said before, if I get to a point where I'm overreaching or being too aggressive, he can use my momentum and at least one time I actually can tell you a play actually. It's one play where I tried to overly press, tried to be overly aggressive, and he grabbed both of my elbows. Literally, he grabbed both of my arms and pulled me forward, and there's nothing I can do about it. And I talked to him after the play, and I told him those are one of the tools you definitely should continue to use. Don't use all the time, but that's something that's what you do. I started to see how he was evolving because he started to see things that he can use to his advantage. And I feel like that was the coolest part, and I told him that's something you can use. Like, if you feel like I'm over aggressive, use that. If you feel like I'm playing back, use your speed, So don't get me wrong, every time he does something, I'm trying to critique or trying to help him, use it and get better. That's what we're here for. We're trying to get each other better.
Was that in training camp, that play?
Yeah, this is training camp.
When the team cuts a guy, they just did Perry and then bring him right back. When he initially gets cut, do you guys know he's coming right back? If you say goodbye, thinking that's it?
We don't know, when that first happened, we don't know. We talk about it in the meeting room, and we just hope for the best. We always, keep in contact with each other. So if it happens, we'll shoot a text or give a call, and we kind of see what he's thinking, what he's feeling, what's going on, and if he have any insight before we do. You know, we know it's business and it's tough when it happens so fast. But the main thing we do, we keep in touch and we hope for the best. And we was hoping that he came back and he did. And, you know, that's something we do for everybody. You know, I feel like when people come here, we create that family type environment, that atmosphere. And it's, you know, it's kind of tough when you see, you know, you get close to someone and they have to leave and you hope for the best that they come back. But for instance, you know, Simeon, you know, he went to the Redskins, you know, and I'm totally happy for him. And that's someone who I seen as my brother, you know, we're really tight, really close. But, man, when you get picked up from another team to be able to play, you know, right away, you got to be happy for that guy. You know, it goes beyond just football. You know, I see him as my brother and my family, and you want to see the best for him. But like I said, we hope for the best, and hopefully he end up back here.
Why do you guys call him Bo?
Because he was bow-legged when he was younger. So that was a name that he had for a very long time, and he stuck with it. So when he got here, we just kept it going.
Shaq, how do you feel like your brother has come along the last several months? I feel like late preseason there was talk of him being like a bubble player, and then he had the knee issue. From your perspective, how do you think he's kind of handled everything and, you know, progressed?
He definitely handled like a pro. I know at first, you know, dealing with all that, you know, with that injury, he was pretty tough on himself. You know, it got to a point where he wanted to rush back and, you know, try to play because that's the type of player he is. You know, a person who never missed practice or, you know, never missed a game. You know, that was tough for him. That was the first thing, you know, the first ever instance or injury he ever had to deal with. So that was tough for him. So, but he handled like a professional, and he kept faith. And now that he's, you know, back, you know, running around playing fast, you know, at this point he's just waiting for his opportunity, you know, to get back on defense. But he's doing some great things on special teams, and if that's the role they have to play. He knows that, and he's going to do that 110%. You know, like I said before, he's just waiting for his opportunity, and when it comes, he'll be ready. But he's been taking everything like a professional, you know, and to be a young guy, you know, year two, you know, he's learning fast. You know, I feel like I get some props to myself, you know, because I continue to help him and teach him. But, no, he's doing really well.
Anything else, guys? Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sure.